Okay, let's talk about container growing. This is cauliflower. There's 20 cauliflower and 20 broccoli in this. I kind of crowded them in with 2 plants per container. It's these cattle uh, supplement feed tubs is what these were. But this is a Minuteman variety cauliflower. I don't remember. It's probably a hybrid, but I like the characteristics of it. It makes a real tight leaf inside here to cover the cauliflower head to keep the sun from shining on it. If you don't cover that head up, you get a brown cauliflower. And if these start getting too big and opening up those leaves, you need to come back and tie a little string around it and close that up to block any sunshine off of your cauliflower heads. The broccoli, I know it's a hybrid. It's a Pac-Man variety, and it's putting on some small heads down in there. This is probably one of my favorite varieties to grow because it produces so well for me. It puts off a lot of side shoots. Trying to get away from that flapping plastic down there, but I don't remember when I planted these, if it was late February or sometime like that, but they look really good. I did feed them some liquid fertilizer just to keep them from being so stunted, because they are crowded in these containers. Monitored the moisture, make sure they don't dry out and wilt down, you know, putting stress on them. So it looks like it's going to be a nice little crop of cauliflower and broccoli, which we'll share with my parents. Now the cabbage, this is a golden acre cabbage. It's a open pollinated variety, so you can save seeds on them, but they don't get large heads on them, probably 3 or 4 pounds. You know, it's a nice compact plant, plus it produces a nice compact head. You know, if you're a small family with just you know, 1 or 2 people, you're not overloaded with you know, a lot of cabbage. You know, if you're going to eat 1 head of cabbage in several meals, you know, instead of having a 10-pound head of cabbage, you've got a smaller head, and just makes it more convenient. But I just planted them 1 to a container just so they could have room to grow, and monitored moisture, gave them some liquid water soluble type fertilizer. But the ones in the middle are not receiving as much sunlight, so they're slower growing. Or the one on the west end down here that gets the evening sun has more sunlight. It gives them more energy, you know, to grow. My tomato plants in here are looking pretty good. I've got several different varieties. I rarely ever plant 1 variety. You know, I like to mix them up. I don't like to put all my eggs in 1 basket and depend on 1 variety. And you know, different color. I've got reds, yellows, Cherokee purples, Aunt Ruby German greens, lemon boy, you know, just all kinds of different ones. I've got some small varieties. I like the Juliet. It looks like a small paste tomato, but it's nice. Instead of planting a sweet 100, you know, I like the Juliet, even though it is a hybrid. They just, to me, make a little larger tomato, has a little more meat in it, and not as seedy as the cherry type. But, everybody has their preference. So this is my indoor fig tree. I don't know if you can, how well you can see, but it's setting a pretty good crop of figs this year. All the way up the trunk, you know, out on the branches. See all the little figs. So you can grow figs in containers. This is a large tub. I don't know exactly how old this fig is, but it's got a nice diameter trunk on it. It's probably root bound as I'll get out, but that's the way the ball bounces. I had to kind of tie this one up, but it's setting some figs on it. This is the LSU purple. I mean, like I said in the other video, they freeze back every year, and I don't know that I want to go to the trouble of wrapping it, you know, and trying to insulate it. Just the wind is just terrible. That's why it's hard to make videos in Oklahoma. Wind, it's just constant. But yeah, I'm kind of proud of my little fig tree there. I had to give it a little support, keep it straight, keep it from wanting to lean. Like I said, I had to tie this one up to keep it from blocking my path here. They do like water, I can tell you that. They transpire a lot of moisture, you know, through their leaves when it gets hot in here. So they will go through a lot of water. My 2-year-old bell pepper. it's rough looking, but it's still producing peppers. Still getting some bell peppers off of it. Probably should have pruned it back a little lower, but it started putting blooms out, and I was like, well, let's see what it does. I'll probably prune it back this fall and let it start lower, see how it goes. I'll probably save at least one of these. This is a yellow bell pepper, and that one's a California Wonder or something. I'd like to put a banana pepper in here somewhere, but we'll see how things go. I'm always changing things around in here. As you can see, it gets kind of cluttered. And you know, I've got tools and things in here. I had to work on a tractor just right next to the greenhouse. The fuel supply stopped up on it, so I had to work on it right there. So I went ahead and stuck a battery charger on it while it was sitting there until I got it going again. I'm always using cordless tools, and I always seem to wind up in here because it's handy. But yeah, that wind's just rippling this plastic around. You know, it's loud. So catch y'all later.